Here is a strange idea. Getting smarter usually does not feel dramatic. There is no lightning bolt, no movie montage, no magic app that upgrades your brain by Friday. Most real improvement is quieter than that. It is hidden inside tiny habits that change what you notice, what you remember, and how often you catch your own mistakes. In the next few minutes, I will show you 7 small habits that can make you a sharper thinker over time. Not because they guarantee genius, and not because they replace study, sleep, or effort. They work because they make your mind practice the right moves every day. The best part is that each one takes minutes, and the last habit is the one most people skip even though it exposes weak thinking faster than almost anything else. Habit 1. Ask a better second question. Most people stop at the first question, what happened? Why did this fail? What does this mean? Smarter thinking often begins with the next question. What would I expect to see if this idea were wrong? What is the simplest explanation I am ignoring? What information would change my mind? That tiny upgrade matters because your brain loves quick stories. It grabs the first explanation that feels comfortable and then looks for evidence to protect it. A better second question interrupts that autopilot. Try it today with anything small. If a video grabs your attention, ask, why did this hook work on me? If a plan fails, ask, what assumption did I never test? You are not trying to sound clever. You are training yourself to move one layer deeper before deciding. Habit 2. Explain one thing in plain language. If you cannot explain an idea simply, it does not always mean you are wrong, but it usually means you have fog somewhere. This is why teaching is such a powerful learning tool. You do not need an audience. Pick something you heard today and explain it out loud in 3 sentences, as if you were talking to a smart 12-year-old. No buzzwords. No hiding behind fancy terms. For example, instead of saying, I need better productivity systems, say, I need a way to know what to do next without redeciding every hour. That is clearer, and clarity gives you handles. Once the idea is simple, you can improve it. Once it stays vague, it controls you. This habit quietly turns information into understanding. Habit 3 sounds almost too boring. Read the label, the instructions, or the small explanation before you skip it. But boredom is exactly why it works. Modern life rewards scanning, guessing, and tapping next. So the person who actually reads the details gains an unfair advantage. Not every detail matters, but the habit teaches precision. Read the instructions before assembling something. Read the nutrition label before assuming a food is healthy. Read the first paragraph of a policy before reacting to a headline. You start noticing numbers, definitions, exceptions, and missing information. This does not make you paranoid. It makes you harder to fool. And the payoff compounds because many bad decisions are not caused by low intelligence. They're caused by moving too fast past information that was already available. Habit 4. Sleep on one problem instead of forcing an answer immediately. To be clear, this is not a medical promise, and it is not a productivity hack that solves everything overnight. It is a practical thinking habit. Before bed, write one clear question. What is the next honest step on this project? Why does this decision feel stuck? What am I avoiding? Then stop pushing. Your mind often works better when it is not being squeezed. The next morning, you may not get a perfect solution, but you often get a cleaner angle. The trick is to ask a specific question, not a vague worry. Do not write, my life is complicated. Write, what is the one decision I need more information for? That turns stress into a problem your brain can actually hold. Habit 5. Take a walking break when your thinking gets stuck. This is not about becoming a fitness influencer. It is about changing the state of the problem. When you sit in the same chair, stare at the same screen, and repeat the same thought, your brain can keep looping. A short walk gives you movement, distance, and a new stream of details. Many people notice that ideas appear when they stop trying to win the staring contest with a blank page. Use the walk for one question only. Not messages. Not feeds. One question. What is the obstacle? What is the next test? What would make this easier? If the answer comes, record a quick note. If it does not, you still return with a cleaner head than another 20 minutes of frustrated scrolling. Habit 6. Write down tiny predictions. This one feels uncomfortable because it makes your thinking measurable. Before you start a task, predict how long it will take. Before you buy something, predict whether you will still use it in 30 days. Before a meeting, predict what the real disagreement will be. Then check later. You will be wrong often. Good. That is the point. A prediction creates a feedback loop between your confidence and reality. Without it, your brain quietly edits history. You tell yourself, I knew that would happen, even when you did not. Written predictions stop that trick. Start small, because small predictions are safe enough to practice daily. Over time, you learn where you overestimate, where you rush, and where your intuition is actually reliable. Before the final habit turns into just another idea you liked and forgot, here is the simple way to use all 7. Do not try to install a new personality overnight. Pick one habit for 1 week and attach it to something you already do. After your first coffee, write one prediction. Before opening a tutorial, explain what you already think you know. When you feel stuck, take the walking question with you instead of taking the phone. The goal is not to become a perfect thinker. The goal is to create more moments where your mind receives feedback. Better questions give feedback on assumptions. Simple explanations give feedback on understanding. Labels and instructions give feedback on details. Sleeping on a problem gives feedback on framing. Walking gives feedback on stuck loops. Predictions give feedback on confidence. Focus gives feedback on attention. That is the real pattern. Smarter days are built from smaller feedback loops. Habit 7. Reduce notification switching for 1 block of real attention. You do not need to disappear for a whole day. Start with 25 minutes. Put the phone away, close the extra tabs, and choose one object of attention. One article, one lesson, one problem, one page. Intelligence is not only what you know. It is also how long you can keep a thought alive without letting every beep cut it into pieces. Here is the open loop from the beginning. The habit most people skip is writing predictions because it creates proof. But this final habit protects all the others. Better questions, simple explanations, careful reading, walking, and reflection all need attention to compound. Try one habit today, not all 7. If this helped you think a little more clearly, subscribe for more curiosity videos that make everyday life easier to understand.